right, well, here we go. There's somebody here. Hello, hello. Who's joining us? I am going to today, we're going to do some folk art. So I thought it'd be fun for all ages. And I'm going to do two different ones in case you're playing along with me. But today I've got my watercolor paper, which this one's my favorite. It's inexpensive, comes with 30 pieces in there. Nice and heavy. I use it for watercolor, but I use it for acrylic painting as well. And then I just have some water-based markers. And you could either paint with them, which is what I'm going to do today, or you could just color it in. Basically today, I'm just going to draw with you, and then you can add color however you wish. And I am going to do one as a cat and one as a rooster, and do the guided drawings for those, and then you can choose which one you like. And really it's just adding patterns and lots of fun color. So I'm going to start with the cat first, and it's going to be just a very simple cat. So I'm going to start with my head up here and the body, and then I want a fun tail coming up. So I'm going to start at the top of the head, which I'm going to do a little bit of an arc and some triangles for my ears. Just like that. And we're really just going to be doing the outline, the contour of the cat. So just part of the outer part of the circle. So if you think about it, it's a circle right here. And then I'm just going to bring this side down and draw foot, and I'm going to actually have that go off the page. And then this side will be the back side, so a little bit more of an arch, and then a nice chunky tail there. Okay? Just a simple, you can do whatever animal you want, Tracy. You could do any shape that you want. It's really, folk art is really just adding patterns and lines and lots of fun colors. So I was just thinking of some simple shapes to do that might be fun. But of course, you can do anything. And then I'm going to do a little bit more detailed one on this guy. So I'm actually going to do like a rooster on this one, which could be a chicken, or, you know, you could Google any shape you wanted. Okay? So I'm going to start out with his body, which on my rooster is going to be kind of like a big U shape here. See that? I'm going to turn I have my sample over here so I can see what I'm remembering to draw, and I'm turning it upside down to help myself out. And then we're going to do some scallops here, and this is going to become the head area. And then over here is going to become the tail area. So this kind of just U, and then some scallops here. And then this shape just kind of comes up and down, just like that. So that's going to be the structure of the head. Just a upside down U with some scallops. Almost looks like a little tulip. And then I'm going to put just a big shape for an eye. Folk art in general is very simple lines and shapes. It's about the pattern of how they're decorated that is what makes it folk art. So then I just added the beak here, which is 2 triangles, and then I got a little, I don't even know, what's that part called? Help me out. I better figure it out. we have baby chickens here. We have never had chickens before, and we are having an amazing time with them. They're so adorable. And I may or may not have had a little photo shoot yesterday with all of them. Yes. They're so cute. Can't even handle it. I'm going to come across here with the back. So this is the body, the back, and then a rooster has kind of a very tail that has a lot of plumage on it. And so, okay, Robin, I'll see you later. Thanks for popping in. And there are lots of fun artists. So I'm just making almost wave shapes. And then this last one, I'm going to come in and bring it down like that. So we've got the body, the head, the plumage of the tail, and then just for another little nice shape in it, I'm going to do almost like he's wearing a little, like his wing. This is going to be his wing, but it's just a simple scallop shape there. Okay. And then we just need some legs, right? So I've got, they kind of have this hairy part of the base where the chicken's legs come out of it. And so there, and then we'll do the same thing with this one, which is going to be the one that's behind. So I'm going to hop over that leg. See that? And then come down with this one, which we'll see more of it over here. And that's going to give us that depth. So this one is behind the forward one. Okay? So there we go. Those are the two shapes I'm going to work with today. What kind of animal are you guys going to do if you're doing something different? Sophia, what's Sophia's favorite animal, Tracy, that she wants to do? Get my samples. I have my printout over here for my samples. I know Miss Robin probably do cats because Robin loves cats. All right, so the thing is with folk art, it's lots of just shapes and adding line to these. So I'm going to start out with this rooster, and I'm going to just add some more scallops, because that's a very popular folk art shape, are these scallops. Following the other scallops, so it's like these scallops are going the opposite of the others, okay? And then maybe just some polka dots. Polka dots are very popular. And then what happens is you plug in all these bright colors and it makes it fun and vibrant. Oh, maybe a chicken. Yes. I'm so excited for our chickens. I'm getting ready to make signs for their yard out in our yard. They have a separate area. And trying to figure out what I want all of it to say. I love making signs. Okay, then let's do something fun up here. Maybe we'll make this scallop a bright, bold stripe, just like that. And then a zigzag. So you see where we're just picking out shapes in patterns that are simple and bold, and then maybe some stripes in between here that we can add some color to. Okay? And since we've got this zigzag here, let's do some zigzags around. See, I'm going to bring those down around the contour of his body. When I say contour in art, I mean the outer line that makes up whatever it is, the outer shape that we're drawing. So the outer shape of this is the contour line of his body. I'll do some more polka dots. Maybe some of them are overlapping, make it more interesting. All right, so see how this has got some fun but bold patterns going on? And then up here, maybe I'll just do some spirally designs and kind of repeat those. And I'm choosing those because it'll kind of help with the flow of those, the line and the movement of that plumage on his tail. And even when I get to painting, I may add some more color also. And then let's put some dots along that. Just along those spirals, just like that. Traditionally, folk art was done with yarn and adhered to a surface, sometimes sewn or onto paper. And then so that's why these big bold lines and shapes are appropriate, because it would be difficult to do lots of particular detail with yarn, if you think about it. So think about shapes that would be easily done with yarn. It might be even fun to draw something like this, and actually if you have a scrap bin of yarn, to do it with yarn instead of paints. Be a fun activity. Then I'm just going to give him his normal lines to represent the scales on his legs. And if you guys have been looking, we are having some serious computer issues at our home. So I have not uploaded the latest videos from the past week onto my YouTube because, so I have 3 teenagers here at home that are now schooling here. Well, one of them, my youngest is a 6th grader, but the other 2 are high school. And so my oldest has her own computer, which is totally fine, but all her schooling's online now, and so she's using her computer all day. Well, my son does not have his own computer, and he got a Chromebook from school, and the Chromebook is not very good, and it is so slow, and so he was using my computer to go between his class live and his Google Docs and trying to get his schoolwork done with these live classes. And so thankfully my youngest is on spring break this week, so she doesn't have anything, because normally she has the computer for school. And then thankfully I had no classes scheduled today, and we woke up this morning and that one laptop that we have for our whole family dead. So thankfully it's under warranty. My husband drove it over somewhere like 45 minutes away, which is the only place we could go that would be under the warranty. And then So now we like borrowed a computer. I need a computer lab at my house. If anybody has any free computers floating around, hook a sister up. Thankfully, I don't have any classes today or tomorrow, and my son can use my aunt's computer so we can get his schooling done. So anyway, now all that's left is to add color to this beautiful folk art rooster. And so, hi, Miss Sarah. How is school going? She's my she's an art teacher colleague that does adult workshops and teaches in the school system as an art teacher all the way up in Minnesota, where it's freezing. So she's been very busy with that. So thanks for popping in, Miss Sarah. All right, for our kitty, let's start out with some eyes, which just doing a basic football shape. Remember, this is just representational, so we're not going to get all concerned with details and realism. And then, so for the inside is a circle, but remember when you look at an eye, you don't always see the bottom part of that circle and the upper part of that circle. So I'm just going to imagine my circle is slightly too big to fit inside of that football shape. See that? And then you could give your sweet little cat even just a little heart for his nose. And then that little line they have between their the base of their nose and their lips. And a sweet little smile. Give it a triangle in here to represent the inside of the ear. Okay. How you guys doing out there? And so what are some things we could do with our sweet kitty for some patterns and shapes? Let's think. How is Sophie's chicken coming along? I'm going to just come up in here and make some lines that I can do some stripes on maybe. For some color blocking. That will work. So I'm going to do our little trick that we learned the other day when we painted our llamas last week. And I'm going to use my markers, my water-based markers, as paint. And so I have a little Ziploc bag that I'm going to use as my palette. And I've got a watercolor brush. And I've got a jar of water, and then I have my cheapy ones. These are not even Crayola. These are like that Crazy Art brand, but they have great colors too, and they work just as well. Okay? Let's see. Maybe this guy has some diamonds, oh yeah. Let's go for that. Like he's a tiger stripe cat. Let's put some triangles over here. Oh, good. Is it just Sophia, or is Miss Jillian and participating too, Tracy? Oh, got a little big. That's okay. Let's see. I'm just making it up as I go along. Maybe we'll put some little X's here too. Just for some texture, maybe we'll add some more color with that as we go along. Maybe some circles with some almost like little sun shapes. If you were wanting to decorate your background, a fun way would be to do some big bold flowers, either cut out of other paper and glued on, or you could even just draw them on here. So maybe I'll do that a little bit. I'll make a circle here just to have something in the background. And remember, we're just doing basic shapes. And bold lines. Different size polka dots is very maybe a bold leaf here. There we go. Ah, we need another leaf. Can't handle just one. I have to have things in odd numbers. Design-wise, odd numbers always look more visually pleasing. There we go. And then maybe we'll add one to our rooster. All right, let's add some background, something to our rooster to give him some color. Because even you can see like an old quilt, when they first started appliquing, these would be very common on an applique, and they would cut out the different pieces that we filled in with pattern, but they would fill them in. They would be different pieces of fabric that would be sewn together. It's how they would make pictures and such on their quilts. And some leaves. Jilly hasn't been joining me. I think she's sick of being with me. How's it going at everybody else's house? Being home with everybody all the time. Oh, as I say that, here she comes. Oh, nope, it's the boy. Hello, boy. Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna go on a bike. Go get some exercise, so... Here we go. Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you down a little bit so you can see as I color some. Excuse me. See if you can see that. Does that work? That will work. Okay. Got some paper towel. And I'm just going to start... I'm going to pick out some more traditional colors for this, for my rooster. I'm going to get some blue and some green, some purple. I probably won't have much choice in here. some pink. I need some red and yellow, of course. And some orange. And I'm going to start with that. Got my Ziploc. Got my water over here. My paper towel. I'm going to start just putting some colors down. Another thing that you could use besides plastic bags, which actually is even better, is a piece of foil, because it doesn't tend to beat up as much, and so it looks really, you have a bigger palette almost. Doesn't beat up like these do, but not that that matters too much. Or you could use your regular watercolors, or you could use your acrylic paint. Just if you use acrylic paint, make sure you go back over your lines with that black so that it has nice bold lines, because that's important with folk art. That emphasis, because it would have been either lines or sewing lines that would have been part of the design. And I am making a mess. I got this big old brush. I'm going to come in here and do a bunch of blue first. Work with it one color at a time. Is anybody starting gardens out there? We have been working on our garden, and it has all the plants started. We got all our starters out there, and then what seeds we can just throw out there. I don't do seeds in the house. That's just like too high maintenance for me. So I either buy starters or just throw in seeds outside, which typically are just the ones I throw outside are like flowers that do well with, get rid of pests. So, okay. Maybe I want a blue flower too on this guy. I'm going to find some light blue too. That'd be pretty. A little bit different than just the regular blue. Or you could just be coloring these in with your markers as well. I love to paint. It's very relaxing, especially something like this. It's kind of meditative and therapeutic. You just kind of go along, doing your thing. Hello, Monica. We are working on some folk art. We just drew a bird, a real rooster, and added some patterns and shapes. And then I drew a cat, and it's folk art we're working on today. Just something fun. And then I'm actually painting it with my little marker technique that I love. So painting with my Crayola markers, just these regular old water-based markers, for a easy way to do that. So I'm just like drawing out on a piece of a Ziploc bag and drawing the colors I want to use, and then getting my pen wet, my paintbrush wet, and I am just painting away in these spots. Or you could just color it, and maybe I'll do that for some shapes. I like to do that too for speed. But I thought I'd throw some of this down first, because you could even, so if I wanted to, I could bring in this green on this leaf really loosely. See that? And this will make it much more intense than the softer colors I was getting by doing it with a marker. And then coming along with my wet brush, not too wet, and activating it. And it's great for bigger spaces. See that? And you'll get more of that watercolor reaction of blooms, and it's a nice way to let kids paint in the house because these markers are easy to use, and you only have to give them clear water. Let's see how pretty that is. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll just start doing that for speed's sake. And I'm just staying with, bold primaries and secondary colors because they wouldn't have had, the folk art doesn't have a lot of variety in their colors. They used more traditional colors that were available to them. So I'm going to do the orange first. And then go to my red. I'm just pulling it out to the edges. And this is also really nice if you have a bunch of markers that are dying, that don't have, you would think, oh, I need to throw this away. Don't do it. You could use it for paint. And the other thing you could do is if you have a bunch of these that are all dying, you can take them apart, and they have that thick where that spongy thing with the ink in it. You could get some little jars like this and fill it halfway with water, and then just put that sponge in there, and then you have liquid watercolor. See, use everything you got. Let's see, I'm going to put some red down here. I'm going to only color part of this one and then pull it down. Show you how to do that. See, I only did one line, and then with the water, I'm pulling it down to the other edge so it has like a lighter value and a darker value right here on his little top of his leg. I don't know, is that his thigh? I'm not as good with chicken anatomy. Alright, let's get some more colors going. Let's do some pink, maybe in here. And you could do a mixture of the smaller ones you could color in. And then if you just had some little spots, you could pull that out there. All right. Miss Kathy didn't join us today. She must be out gardening, doing her stuff. She loves to pop on here. All right, let's get some lime green in here. It's a really light lime green. That's a pretty one though. And I'm thinking about, as I'm laying down colors, I'm thinking about that a little bit of complementary colors. So I know when I put the red or the pinkish colors next to the green, which you've got your complementaries, they're going to look their brightest. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay? When you put complementary colors next to each other, they shine their brightest. So, alright, so anyway, I think what I will do is let you guys finish adding your color, doing your drawings, and I'm going to let you go, and I will post mine after I finish adding all my color. And you guys share yours as well. And then I will let you know whenever I'm able to actually get all these up on YouTube. When our computer situation's a little bit better, we're just having tech issues. Big time over here. It's been a struggle, but that's okay. We're making it work. Okay? So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing your folk art and what animals or designs you came up with. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for popping by.